Good morning. We're here at Lilly Lake in Rocky Mountain National Park to take a photograph of sunrise, hoping to catch the first light that hits this peak over here and see some reflection here in the lake. There's a few ripples in the lake this morning, but we're still able to get a reflection. It's peaceful and quiet out here this morning. There is nobody except for me, which is a great thing. It's good to be shooting something other than a covered bridge for a change, which I'd rather be doing. I don't get out much, out west very much to do this kind of stuff. Work usually takes up too much of my time, but when I do get a chance, there's nothing better than, getting up real early, 4:30 this morning, driving over here to Lilly Lake, hiking around, to a spot where I can get a reflection and hopefully catch the light on the peaks over here. Now the sun will be rising. I don't know if you can see it or not. Back around the corner here behind this cliff that's behind me. But hopefully we'll catch some light right here. Sun's due to come up in about 25 minutes. So we'll be watching for it. So how are we going to shoot this picture this morning? We're going to shoot it basically the same we do everything we do with a covered bridge. All right, you can see here, this is back on my camera. You can see we're shooting it at f11. We'll have to adjust, obviously, as the light comes up, but right now we have an 8-second exposure. All right, ISO is 160. We're going to drop that down. All right, when we get a chance here, we will bring that down. As usual, I can't hit the right buttons. At least I'm consistent. Give me credit for that. At least I'm consistent. Just a focus point up. Right here we can see 8 seconds, f11, ISO 160. All right, we're going to drop that. Actually, we're taking another shot. Having a rough morning. That's what happens when you don't get out a lot, especially early in the morning like this. Anyway, I am in the mountain time zone instead of the eastern time zone, so it does make things a little more difficult. See if the light's coming up, we can change the exposure. We're going to drop the ISO back down to 100. All right, shoot a little underexposed. We'll try that again. 8 seconds. And again, as the sun comes up and it gets lighter, just adjust your shutter speed. You can adjust your ISO if you want. You can adjust your f-stop if you like, or your aperture if you like. It's totally up to you. All right, so there's the image we just captured. As you can see a little bit of reflection there, in the lake itself, which is what we're after. So stay tuned here. We'll try pick up a little bit, see what we can come up with here in a few minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to sit here, drink a little bit of coffee, and stand here, really, not sit here, but drink a little bit of coffee and give it a shot. So stay tuned. All right, so something I get asked that I don't seem to talk about it enough. When we do these things is what, when you're zooming in, you tell us what lens you're using, but you don't necessarily tell us how far you're zoomed in or how wide you're shooting. All right, so this morning I'm using my 15 to 35 again, f2.8, and I'm shooting at about 25 millimeter. All right, so the images I'm taking are about 25. I'm not zoomed all the way out and I'm not zoomed all the way in. The big question in all this stuff is am I zoomed out, from a composition standpoint, you can see here, do I have too much of the lake, too much dead area here? All right. Or should I be doing it a little differently? I'm not 100%, set on what is the best way. Everybody seems to vary quite a bit and how they would do it. When there's no clouds or anything in the sky, I prefer, to let the foreground, shoot less of the sky and leave the foreground. You can always crop it if you like. You know, you could also make the argument you could shoot more of the sky and crop it out too. That's totally up to you. Or you could take and, you know, put the sky element in that you want using Photoshop. You can do those things. I just don't. You know, I don't even take the time to learn it. You know, because I try to capture the images I try to capture. I try to make them as close to film, you know, as I possibly can. Why do I do that? I don't know. It's just something I've been doing forever. It's just something I believe in. Something I like doing. You know, you don't have to do it that way. Again, you can develop your own style, and that's the most important thing. Just keep developing your style. I keep saying that. Can't say it enough. Develop your style, you know, and be happy with what you shoot. As long as you capture an image you're proud of, who cares? All right, don't worry about anything else. You know, these other things, you know, if you're looking to get rich off it, it's a different story. But you know, if you're just looking to get out there like I am and take images for yourself, feel good about it, you know, get away for a few minutes and get a little bit of peace and quiet and, you know, enjoy the outdoors. You know, you can always crop things with today's ability to work on photos. You can do just about anything. So, you know, don't worry so much about it. But again, this morning's shots are going to be at about 25 millimeter. So, all right, stay tuned. All right, well, we're about 5 minutes now after sunrise. You know, and as you can see, we're catching a little bit of light over here, but not quite what I was hoping for, at least not yet. Now, there were some clouds. There were clouds out on the horizon this morning that might be blocking some of that, but you know, we'll sit around here for a little while and we'll wait. We have captured a few images. You know, right now we're about 0.3 of a second. You know, still at ISO 100 at f11. You know, trying to get the image. You know, it's still beautiful out here. It doesn't matter if you get the perfect light or not. It absolutely is irrelevant to anything. You know, just getting out is the most important thing. You know, but sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't. We're going to sit around here for a while, and we're getting more light over there now. Take a look. As you can see, sun's beginning to hit those peaks. I believe that is Mount Meeker over there, or Meeker Peak is about 13,900 feet, you know, above sea level. I'm sitting at about 8, roughly. I would say about 8,000 feet. You know, we're surrounded by, you know, since we're in Rocky Mountain National Park, many, I don't even know the number, but there we go. See, we're getting a little bit of light now. So what we'll do is we'll adjust our settings down here and we'll capture that. See that? We're shooting now about 1/5 of a second. Now you can, if you want to slow your shutter speed, you can pull your aperture up, right, like to f16, and then adjust. Now you see I'm at 4/10. There we go. Now we're getting some morning light out there. There you go. And that, isn't that beautiful? You know, that's what you want. That's what you come out for, just to see that. Now, if I was a good videographer, I'd have been running a camera doing time lapse so you could see that happen, as opposed to talking and looking into the camera, because I'm not much of a videographer. But you know, I'm just an amateur who works a regular job, like, you know, 99% of the world. You know, that when they get a chance, they get out and enjoy nature and take some pictures and make a couple videos. You know, it just helps me. And, you know, as I said, I think in my last video, I just like to talk. It gives me the opportunity to get out and do it. You know, here you go. See how the sun's really lighting that up now. You know, and we're trying to capture that. You can see here, you know, on the screen. You can see even now at f16 how we come up to be perfectly exposed. Now, I typically will shoot anything from 1/3 under, all right, to perfectly exposed. And now, as you can see, the sun's starting to hit the mountains on this side. You know, this hill in front of you, which I'm not sure what it's called, but you can see how the images change as that happens. And it is, you know, truly, you know, fantastic as you can capture, you know, as you can see out here, you can see how the light just comes down and how everything starts to glow. Over here where it's not getting light, you can see it's not glowing, or back here. And that's really what you're after in the morning is, can you capture that light? You know, you can shoot the sun itself. A lot of people do, and I've done that many, many times. Actually, have done that for a long time. But the reality here is you know, shoot the light. Try to get the image where the sunlight is hitting it. And if you get lucky and get a nice, beautiful sky, which today all we have is blue, as you can see here looking out, all we have is blue. But if you get lucky enough to have a nice, beautiful sky, you know, then take it. But, you know, with color and everything. But sometimes you don't get it. But you can certainly get just an incredible golden glow, you know, on you know, a snow-capped or, you know, a snowy peak like this. You know, and if you get lucky enough, hopefully we can capture some of this in a reflection. I mean, that makes for a perfect morning. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. I will throw a couple of these images in at the end, you know, just so you can see them like I have done, you know. But thanks for coming along. You know, if you like what you're hearing, you know, subscribe, you know, give me a thumbs up. You know, I can't do these on a weekly basis or a regular basis because I just don't have the time. But, you know, I absolutely love doing them. I absolutely love getting out here. And if you like what you're hearing, please come along, stick around. You know, continue to do them when I have time. But most importantly, as I continue to always say, get out, take pictures that you like, take things that, you know, that you enjoy. All right, you know, and just enjoy the day. I mean, again, look at this. Look how this is all lighting up and glowing. I mean, it's just, you know, this is what a photographer just wishes for. The only thing that would be better is if I had a moose or an elk over there. You know, as a matter of fact, guess what I have? This is hard to believe. I wish I brought a better zoom. But there is a bull elk that is literally walking out of the brush over there on the other side of the lake right now. I don't know if you can see him or not. There he put his head down. But he is over there right by that bridge. He's coming out into the, you know. That's pretty interesting. I said it and then it happened. You know, that never works. That never happens for me. That's fantastic. You know, but get out. Sometimes magical things happen just like that. Whether I capture it or not, you know, my image is irrelevant, you know, but, you know, thanks for coming along. Appreciate it. You know, come back for the next one. Thanks.